The global seafood market is a huge and highly profitable industry with an estimated value of about $150 billion each year. In view of a growing world population and an increasing global appetite for seafood, this industry is expected to grow even bigger in future years. However, conventional seafood production contributes substantially to some of the most alarming global problems we face at present, such as deteriorating ocean health, increasing loss of underwater biodiversity, and also human health risks in terms of product contamination with mercury and microplastics, and the emergence of antimicrobial resistance. Additionally, many common rearing, catching, transportation and slaughtering practices also create serious concerns for the welfare of trillions of aquatic animals each year, including many species that are recognized to be sentient and capable of suffering.
A possible way to mitigate the problems surrounding conventional seafood production could be to produce cell-based seafood. This means that cells are taken from live animals, for example from a fish, and are put into a nutrient solution where they grow into edible tissue. Identical to real fish tissue on a DNA level, this can be consumed by humans and even our pets. While this kind of bioengineering might sound like something from a science fiction novel, it is much closer to reality than one might think. In fact, several cell-based seafood startups are preparing to launch their products. It is, however, not easy to anticipate how consumers will react to these novel foods. And that is exactly what we aim to study. We wanted to find out what Japanese consumers think about cell-based seafood and whether they can be expected to become future purchasers. Japan has one of the highest seafood consumption footprints per capita globally and therefore presents an attractive future market for cell-based seafood companies. To research Japanese consumer attitudes, we prepared and sent out a questionnaire and thus gathered information about opinions and behavioral intentions of over 100 individuals, with some surprising results. Although prior awareness of cell-based seafood was low and participants expressed uncertainty about several key aspects, attitudes were positive overall, with about 70% of participants expressing an interest in tasting and 60% expressing a general willingness to buy cell-based seafood once it becomes available. These results surprised us because Japan has such a long history as a fishing nation, and large proportions of the country's inhabitants have always relied on the sea as a vital resource. But our study's findings suggest that dietary flexibility in Japanese consumers is relatively high, while food neophobia, that is, the fear of novel foods, is relatively low. This could indicate that a considerable number of Japanese consumers might be willing to complement their diet with seafood that was produced in bioreactors instead of being taken from the sea.